Okay, let's see. I got the tweets out so I don't have to wait here all day. Spending the first 5 minutes sending out the
Okay.
tweets.
I
None of
sent
that
one.
matters. You are just in time,
Oh,
Sahil.
I got a notification.
Got the notification. We are 15 seconds in. What's going on, everyone? Let me pop the chat out. Let's get it. It's been a year. I know you guys have been waiting. I know. So many questions. But we're going to go over the decoding. Alright, so the couple of rules, right? Obviously, you guys know I got my sponsors. That not only will you guys helping me, but sponsors also help the channel. So it's very important for you guys to help support as well. Okay, good. If comments can be written and whatever the case may be in the YouTube chat, but if you guys have any questions, and I mean any questions, please sign up to Hashtiv. This is my social media, my personal social media website. It's like Facebook and Twitter mixed together. You're going to see my post there on the wall, right? And leave your questions there, because at the very end of the entire stream, the stream can't be no more than 2 hours. Just letting you guys know, because YouTube doesn't upload anything more than 2 hours from now. That's what I've been noticing. So we're going to try to keep this within an hour to an hour and a half. I want to save an entire section where I'm just answering questions, and then we could close off the stream. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, sign up to my hashtag, write your questions in my the post where you see me holding up the big ass Triforce. Yeah, you can put your questions there, whatever the case may be, and we can I'll answer all your questions. My job is to stop any debunking and completely decode the entire Legend of Zelda Order of Time timeline. Baraka play with $1 donation. Let's get it. We starting it off properly.
Why didn't you name it Legend of Zelda Timeline AMA or something?
No, I didn't want to name it AMA. Oh, actually, I didn't want to name it AMA because after this stream, I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to have more questions that didn't get answered in the first stream. I'm going to be playing what's the name of this thing here? Breath of the Wild, and anyone who has any more questions, they can ask them there and I'll answer them there. Let me get a great hello shout outs. I want to shout outs to everybody, right? That's in the room. Wait, wait a minute. Okay. So, where's this thing? Well, I can't go. Oh, there it is. Okay. Shout outs to Alexa, Reginald, Wolfie, Zelda, Rosalina. Oh, she back in here. Dead, virtually digital. What's going on? Who knows? Tiger Spank, Dan, C&D Fan. What's up? Right? Net. What's going on? Oh, Net's back. Social Odyssey. Baraka Play. Xenon, I guess. Jerion, Yahweh. Logistics. Red the Supernamic. Ultimate Mission. No Chaos. Zelda. Is that? Oh, not Mission. Missing. Alright. And Lightyear popping along with Joey. What's going on to all these people in the room? Sorry if I miss anyone who comes in. So let's go over this timeline. So by pushing the number one, by pushing ones in the stream right now, how many people have actually watched my 15-minute Order of Time video? Just type 1 if you watch it. People in Discord, you can let me know yes or no. Okay, everybody in here watched it. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We got some people who watch it 3 times. All right, cool. We definitely, I'm good. I'm good with this. Oh, Yahweh, you haven't watched it yet, my man. Yahweh, you have not found the way yet. You have not found the way yet, my man. You need to get up on that video right now. It's for real. You need to be enlightened, B. Y'all, I'm gonna get the video for y'all. I'm gonna post it in a room. I'm gonna take some comments and stuff like that, just for everybody who just got here. a couple of people in here, and I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to watch this 15 minutes. Literally, well, actually, it's 14 minutes and 31 seconds. I'm not going to wait too long, though. Alrighty, let's see here. Wait, what? This media may contain. What is this? That's funny. I like that. Someone just tweeted me a very funny picture. Me getting the Triforce at level 5 on. Someone literally took my image and put it on link. Funny. Alright, so let me get back into the YouTube thread, because I know we want to get ready. So what I'm going to go do, guys, I'm going to go over the definitive timeline right now. Right? Logistics went to go watch it. I saw the one where you explained it to Geekdom. Oh, you saw that. This is a more streamlined version, guys. 15 minutes. It shows you video, pictures, and the games, the actual timeline. There is a theoretical time stream explanation in it featuring Rick and Morty and Kane from Blood Omen. So people know where I'm referencing my time theory from. I don't want anyone to be like, oh, Triforce, you can't just make up stuff. Like, nah, I'm actually borrowing it from something else. So, what's going on? Oh, good guy. So he's watching, Wolfie's watching it now. Triforce, was this before you went back to Jamaica? Yes, I did it. C&D helped me do this at, what's this guy's name house? Nintendo Kate. No, it's Nintendo Kate's house. If you're talking about the pit, if you're talking about the thumbnail, yes, that was at Mason and Delfino's house last year. But if you're talking about the video I just put out, with the timeline, I did that at Nintendo Kate's house. That was his living room I was in. Net says, do I have to watch it? It's up to you. You don't have to do anything. You can do what you want. All right. So let's start off with the entire timeline. I'm actually watching it with you guys real quick because I want to be able to go. I want to be able to break down. I'm decoding the video so I can get in all the nooks and the nook and cranny, right, of the actual timeline itself. So this could not have been done in 15 minutes. It just can't be done in 15 minutes. Just letting everybody know this. It had to have been done. It had to have been broken down into multiple fragments. That's why I'm doing this decoding right now. Let's start with Skyward Sword. Hey, what's going on, Sale? Can you write that on Hashiv, my G? I'm gonna get to all the questions. Okay, so the first game is Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword doesn't need any explanation. It's the origin. It's, in fact, they've done enough job. They've done a great job in Skyward Sword in giving the origin a full deck story and Bible. You really can't get anything else other than that, unless you want to go into a time where there is no Link and Zelda, and you want to talk about the Triforce gods or something like that from a different plane. So Skyward Sword needs no explanation whatsoever. Let us now take a look at the game that starts it all, Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time is literally, in a sense, the prelude to everything. This is actually the true start. Skipping past all of this nonsense and stuff like that regarding what happens in Ocarina of Time, I just want to get to the end point. The mistake made here is that once Link used the Master Sword, which is the time key found in the Temple of Time, and he unlocked time, which propelled him into the future, a new timeline was created. Link doing that created the divergence. However, the divergence would have been the new prime timeline had Link stayed there. But because Link went back to the past, because Zelda sent him back to the past, this is when the divergence began. The past, the things that happened in the past that led to the future by going back in the past never happened. There was no Ocarina of the Time. The Master Sword was never pulled out of Hyrule Castle. Link never went into the future, although he did already, right? None of those things happened, and because none of those things happened, Link's heroic adventures were never scribed down, because in when you go back in time, it never happened. No one knows what to write down because it didn't happen yet, although Link knows. Zelda also knows because they both have the Triforces within them. That's why they know what happened outside of normal time, but everyone else in Hyrule didn't. That also then leads to what's the name of this thing here? Link telling Zelda what happens in the future, because he just came back from the future, informed her that she sent him back in time. I'm sure the Triforce must have activated in young Zelda then. And then she said, okay, I will warn my father, whatever the case may be. They warn the king of Hyrule. The king of Hyrule stops Ganon before Ganon can do what Ganon does. Right? No war breaks out. She gives the Ocarina to Link. Link bounce. If anyone notices, when you play Majora's Mask, right? Link has a Hylanian shield. He doesn't have his Deku Tree. He has a Hylanian shield. He goes back into the Lost Woods, which it's the Hylanian shield. Yeah, we can't get it. Link's been redesigned several which ways till Sunday. We can't get into the semantic. Whenever you're doing a Bible or a retcon to stuff, you can't get into the semantics of certain pieces, because as you're writing the story, you may want to make slight changes to stuff. Like, look at Star Wars. Not every single detail is just like the old Star Wars movie. They make slight changes here and there to kind of fit with the new times and the new resources and what's the word for this? And technology. Huh? No, not in the EMP group. If you go on hashtag, you'll see my post. You want to ask questions on my actual post. It's the only post I put there. It's the one with me holding up the big Triforce. You can send all your questions there, which I'm going to get to in a second. Whoa, I'm not watching the chat. I know you guys probably had a bunch of comments to say right now. Let me see something. Let me scroll back up again. Okay, Wakanda Forever. I saw what he wanted to... Okay, yeah. Cello Triforce. Ravio. It sends me to an invalid link. A full in-depth. I like it. Yes, Wolfie, we got to go over this. 15 minutes can't be done in 15 minutes. Julian, what's going on? Super leader, what's going on? Alright, it's the hero's shield, whichever one you want to call it. So now Link he's in the Fort of the Lost Woods, right? Skull Kid comes, set him up, take his ocarina, dips, right? Link, and I swear to you, and I'm saying this right now because I know at some point I'm going to make sure that this video gets to Nintendo. We need a Majora's Mask DLC pack in Breath of the Wild. Make it happen. Thifo Ruins in Breath of the Wild. There's gotta be a way to find that tree stump in which Link falls into, so I can go there and fall into Termia, and there's a whole new game DLC, Breath of the Wild. Make it happen, Anuma. Stop playing these games, Nintendo. Sahil, no, listen, no, look, I know exactly. You see what they're saying in the room? They agree. Exactly. Give me a 1 if you guys want to see a DLC to Majora's Mask, Hyrule Ruins in Breath of the Wild. Let's make it happen. Give me them ones. Hit them buttons, y'all. Hit them buttons. Let me get them ones in there. Look at that. The ones. Here they come. Exactly. So silence, punk. Right? Alright, so this is what I'm talking. Someone says 1937. Alright, exactly. So we're gonna make that happen. I'm gonna make it happen for you guys. I got y'all. Don't worry about it. So now, right? So after Link while Link is in Termia, and everything goes on in Hyrule for whatever amount of time, nothing that's significantly per se happens in Hyrule. When Link gets back out of Termia, Link is still a child. He still has to grow up all over again. So by the time Link comes back out, Link goes, does what he does or whatever. When Link gets older again and he reaches a teen again, Link decides to join for the Knights of Hyrule. This is where Hyrule Warriors begin, right? And in Hyrule Warriors now, Hyrule Warrior Link meets Zelda again. That's why when they both look at each other, it's almost as if they know each other. Because they do. And whatever. Sia comes in and all this other nonsense in Hyrule Warriors. Sia gets the Triforce. They create 3 time holes in all of Hyrule Pass. Moment present, because there's no such thing as the present. Every moment turns into the past, so you have to just say moment present, which is Ocarina of Time, right? The actual past is Skyward Sword, and the future is Breath of the Wild, right? So no, not Breath of the Wild. Oh, whatever I'm saying, Twilight Princess. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Breath of the Wild right now because I really want to get down there and play it. Yeah. So the second thread went up. Both threads went up, Sahil? Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So now, regarding Hyrule Warriors, they stop Sia. You plug up all the time holes. Everyone that you see in Hyrule Warriors is justified being there because those are time holes were open. A paradox was in the formation. All these different characters from different points in times of the Zelda omniverse can appear there for a while, for that particular time. But if you don't use a Triforce to seal those time holes, then a paradox can happen. Ultimately, in the end of the Zelda Hyrule Warriors, you seal all the time holes, all is normal again. That Link then dies. Now here's the thing, when you use a Triforce and you seal up the time holes, everything in Majora's Mask is forgotten, everything in Hyrule Warriors is forgotten, nothing is even remembered in Ocarina of Time because technically you didn't do it. The only people that will remember anything done in Ocarina of Time is people in the alternate timeline, the divergence timeline. So before we move any further from Hyrule Warriors, let's stop. Let's go back and let's go up to the divergence timeline, or what we would call the alternate timeline. In the alternate timeline now, this timeline is born from the mistake that Zelda made when she sent Link back to his time. With no Link in the future, you see Wind Waker. And they talk about a legend of a boy who came and clad in green and from time, and he saves and stops Ganon and whatever, but he vanishes. And that's not because he died. That's because he was sent back to his time. So now in this future version of Hyrule, Ganon comes and goes, oh, my G. Because Ganon is omnipresent. People need to understand that. Because he has the Triforce of Power, he's actually omnipresent. So Ganon not only exists in the future, but he also exists in the past, which makes sense because Zelda and Link both exist in the future and the past as well at the same time. Fine, because history, throw a stone into a rushing river and it creates a ripple, but the stream of the river simply goes around its effect and continues to go downstream. That's how time flows. So despite that, when someone, let me see something, whose mic is that? Social oddities. Social, you're gonna have to. Alright. Thank you. So now when you look at Wind Waker, right? In Wind Waker, you find yourself in a very peculiar situation because Ganon knows everything about you. You have no idea about Ganon, right? Because you are a future descendant from time version of Link, right? You don't even have your Triforce yet. The only person who knows is Zelda. Because Zelda in the future went on, that's Tetra's mother. When you go into Zelda's boat, well, actually, can't even necessarily say that's Tetra's mother because we don't know how much time has passed from Ocarina of Time to the things that took place in Wind Waker. Tetra's mother could be the daughter of Ocarina of Time Zelda, for all we know, or great 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 whatever. But the point is, it's a descendant from that Zelda anyway, which you'll find out when you go in, when you play Wind Waker and you go into Tetra's private quarters. To use your telescope inside the room, and you can read and see all the pictures in a room as they show you ancient pictures of old Hyrule. Not to mention when you go down in the Temple of the Gods, you'll see the old Hyrule, Ocarina of Time Hyrule frozen in time, which makes sense because I was like, that's godlike, right? So then now, obviously you get the Triforce of Courage. You now know everything. You pull out the Master Sword. You see yourself in Hyrule Castle. There's a statue shrine of older Link there. Obviously, that was made there from Zelda of the future, because she remembered Link when he was a adult Link, and when she sent him back into time. So obviously, she had a statue enshrined for him. That's really your ancestor you're looking at, whatever the case may be. You stab Ganon in the brains, which is a very mature thing for them to put in the game, right? And you end the game. Hyrule is flooded. You wish for Hyrule to restore back to its old ways. So now the curse of the Triforce, which had to flood Hyrule because Ganon was going ham, is starting to recede. Phantom of the Hourglass. Pretty self-explanatory, guys. It's the literal direct sequel to Wind Waker. So the adventure continues. You do your thing there. Spirit Tracks. The world has now receded. At least a large amount of the ocean has receded. Landmass is starting to come up. You got to do your thing on the Spirit Tracks. Zelda's in the game. You do your thing, blah, blah, blah. Continuing descendant of the forward timeline. Minish Cap. Minish Cap is now when I would say the entire world's ocean levels have returned to its normal version. We don't know how many years this is, and to be very honest with you, it is irrelevant. You can put any number you want, amount of years in between. It's not relevant. All you know is this different generations of Link. It is plausible. It is plausible, if you want to go a different way, to say that the same Link in Wind Waker is the same Link in Phantom of the Hourglass, and the same Link in what's the name of this thing here? It's the same Link in Spirit Tracks. If you want to make that argument, you could definitely go on and say that. Doesn't change anything, or it doesn't make anything bad, doesn't make any plot holes. In fact, a large part of me believe that that's all the same Link and it's all the same Zelda. First of all, Phantom of Hourglass, that's the same Link from Wind Waker. That's facts, because that's a direct sequel. Yeah, but it could be. That's just a theory. That's okay. Then, well, okay, can't argue that. It's in the game, and I don't want to argue what's in the game. Thanks for getting us to this Triforce. Your video was pretty damn good. Soviet 937, thank you for the donation, man, and I appreciate you liking the video. But and yeah, something, I actually forgot about that. She does pray to a descendant, so Spirit Track is actually the descending Zelda after Tetra. So I stand corrected by that from you. So now, Minutes Cap is definitely a different Zelda, definitely a different Link, different generation. Who knows how long the generation? Unknown. Boom. Now, the game that matters. Four Swords Adventures. Yeah, I got the donation. Four Swords Adventures. The reason why I like this game is because it was the one game that I needed in order for my theory of time relatively to work. I needed a game that did something. That's why when you watch the video, there's a part in the video called the Convergence. And I literally was, because I remember the ending for Four Swords Adventures and Four Swords on the Game Boy, which was connected to The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past remake, when they put Palace of the Four Swords in. And I'm going to get to that about the Palace of the Four Swords, right? I'm going to get to that in a second. But both games have an ending where all four swords come together as one. And actually, when you play Four Swords Adventure, Link comes together as one, right? This is called the Convergence, where two identical things match up in the same time in two different timelines. They're doing the very same thing, and it just matches together, and it merges the timelines together, and you can streamline it. There's a part in the video where I use Rick and Morty to actually explain that, because when I watched Rick and Morty last year and they were talking about the convergence and the divergence of the timeline, I was like, yes, because I was like, that was such a godlike way to explain it. And then in the middle of my decoding of Zelda, Miss comes in here and donates $2.04 to put 666 on my screen. This is the type of stuff that I just cannot deal with, B. This is the type of stuff I can't deal with. What's going on, Miss? So in any event, when they merge the timeline, right, there is a theory, not a theory, there's a plausible in-game aspect of this that I can actually prove because they put it in the game. When Nintendo made Palace of the Four Swords, Nintendo indirectly retconned The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which was godlike, because all they did was kind of add something to it to kind of like bridge that story. Because when I was looking at it, I was like, why would Nintendo do that? Was that even necessary? It was already built into the game when they had Four Swords on the side of it. They didn't really need to do that, but they did it anyway, which I was like, all right, we'll take that. When you play Link to the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, Palace of the Four Swords, before fighting Ganon, right? Because you should do Palace of the Four Swords first. When you do Palace of the Four Swords, the four incarnations of Link come to you in the Palace of the Four Swords. The Four Swords are released in that main timeline, and you have to beat those four Links and literally, I guess if you want to, the convergence, bring the convergence together. All four become one Link. When Link defeats write the question. When Link then fights Ganon and beats Ganon, here is where the convergence of the timeline is truly expressed in story. Link makes a wish in his heart to the Triforce, and the way the Triforce works is like this. The Triforce grants whatever wish you make in a greater expression. Link, based on when you watch the ending, says he wants everything to go back to normal. So the Triforce does that. You see that in the ending of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. However, if the Triforce is true to its description in terms of its power, found in the booklet of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and also mentioned in-game in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, then the Triforce would correct all things wrong in time. So if the Four Swords wasn't the convergence itself, then A Link to the Past, when Link made that wish, the Triforce converged the timeline anyway. Which is why I say that is the convergence. So the mistake Zelda made was erased by the Triforce. My mom's just making fun of me. She's like, erased. So, right? He says, but it failed. Hold on for a second, guys. Alright. Alright. So I'm just looking at some of the comments. Alright. Yeah, a different Spirit Tracks taking place in a different content has nothing to do with anything. A lot of the adventures of Hyrule takes place in different areas of Hyrule as a world, right? Because you have Hyrule World and then you have Hyrule Kingdom. Much like that's just how it is. You have Hyrule World and then you have Hyrule Kingdom. So Hyrule Kingdom is the capital of Hyrule World, just like how you have New York, New York. New York City is the capital of New York State. So so where was I now? So now with that done, we move on to the direct sequel to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and that direct sequel is A Link Between Worlds. A Link Between Worlds has nothing to do with time. This game expresses the error of Hyrule Historia. Yes, I'm going there. Get bodied, Hyrule Historia. Get bodied. The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds is about different realms. Much like Majora's Mask. It's a different realm, not time. Yes, in different realms there are different times, but the time does not connect directly to the prime timeline that it's at. It's its own alternate universe with its own time. Yes, you can cross over, but the times have nothing to do with each other. So in that realm, it has its own timeline with Lorule and their Zelda and their Link and etc. etc. A Link Between World merges the two worlds. In fact, you use the Triforce in one world to restore the Triforce in another, or the Anti-Force, if most people want to call it, or whatever the hell that is, or whatever. So with that game's self-explanatory. It explains itself. It moves on. The next game after that then is The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, which in my opinion is a standalone adventure. It's the next adventure after the next generation of Link. After that, we go back to the whole splitting of Links, etc., etc. But this time it's more focused on its own lore rather than the whole concept of the Four Swords. So there's nothing much in Triforce Heroes other than it's a godlike game, so you should play it. In fact, hold on, let me see something here. It's kind of funny because let me see something here. I actually have the game, but have not opened it yet. The cellophane's still on it. So I gotta, whoa, this is dusty. This has been in here for like a year and a half now. I didn't get a chance to play it yet. The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes. So yeah, I have not gotten a chance to open and play, but I will. I most certainly will. Yeah, game's about it. The reason why I haven't played it yet because I'm still sitting here like an idiot on Breath of the Wild for like an entire year trying to yes, it's more than a year on Breath of the Wild trying to unlock the coding and all this other stuff. My sexy wife over here. I'm streaming just to let you know. No one's debunking my theory. I will clap anyone who tries to come and debunk my theory. They're getting straight clapped in the back too. No respect. Wait till you turn your back and they clap you. Actually, if MatPat came in here, I would love for MatPat to review my timeline and try to debunk it. My timeline is too solid for that. My timeline's better than a Hyrule Historia. I've always said that. This timeline. Oh, let me put this out there for a lot of people to understand. My timeline was not made after Hyrule Historia. My timeline was made 2 years before it. At the end of the video where I do the order of time video is my original videos of what I thought the timeline were, which is still consistent to the current timeline, which has been updated. Nothing has changed except for new games coming in and being slid into their timeline spots. Just putting it out there. Facts. I've been doing the timeline long before anyone's been doing it. Facts. My name is Triforce. Understand this. So in any event. So in any event, after Triforce Heroes, then we go to The Legend of Zelda Oracles of Seasons and Ages. This game is so important because someone says, oh, remember everyone said, yo, this Zelda game happened in a different continent? Well, in Oracle of Seasons and Ages, the Triforce teleports Link to a different continent on Hyrule as a world, whatever the case may be, right? And there he has to fight off a Twin Over and Ganon and blah blah blah. The witches come back, and a lot of people's like, well, how are the witches even alive to begin with? First of all, a lot of people don't understand. A lot of Ganon's enemies are not actually mortal beings. Like, they're spiritual beings conjured up by the Triforce. That's what Ganon does. That's how he has the power to do that. Like, it's not like the yes. But they're witches, so there's spiritual essence, and a lot of people are like, but how could they have lived so long? Well, we're going to get into that. Ganon can make anyone live as long as he wants to. That's Ganon's power. That's why the Legend of Zelda cartoon was so important, because there's something that they made in that before they even made Ocarina of Time that explains why Ganon can reconjure enemies to serve him. There's a thing called the Evil Jar. This was made before Ocarina of Time. Let y'all know that right now. Okay, so we gonna get into that. You know what I'm talking about. And every time an enemy gets killed, they go there where Ganon can reconjure them up again. Huh? Of course it does. So now, like I said, guys, questions. Put the questions on Hashtag. If you're looking at how to put your questions on Hashtag, because I don't want to scroll back all the way up to get everyone's questions. I literally want to go to Hashtag and just read off everyone's questions and then answer them one by one. So if you're interested in giving me any of your questions or your feedback, I left the link right there in the chat. You can also check the description. You will see the link. Sign up to Hashtag. You're going to see my post, my recent post, which is based off the stream. Hit the interact button, leave your questions there, and I will answer everything you guys you ask. Can you help me, because you know your stuff? Like, this is order a ticket online for packs. How do I get? Too lazy to think. Can't help you on that. I'm talking about Zelda right now. Yeah, I gotta help you with that later, man. Triforce, thank you for adding me on the Switch. No problem. X3 Games. If anyone claims themselves as Triforce, they know everything about Zelda. Well, G Viper, my legal government name is Triforce. It's not a nickname. Don't know if you knew that, but now you know. And no one's half the battle. G.I. Joe. So anyway, had to take y'all back to the 80s, B. Had to happen. So, alright, so now at the end of Oracle of Seasons and Ages, you beat Ganon. Zelda gives you a kiss. You get on a boat and you're sailing back to Hyrule now, right? On your way back to Hyrule, if you listen to what Ganon tells you at the end of Oracle of Seasons and Ages, he says, don't think you're going to get away. I'm going to get you, Link. And as soon as Link reaches out into the ocean of Hyrule, Ganon was like, oh, you thought that was funny? Lightning storm. Bang! He's blasting Link. He's like, hold that, fool. Link got blown all over the place. And he's drifting on dry wood or whatever it is, of pieces of his boat, a raft, right? And he was knocked unconscious for an unknown amount of time. While he was sitting there playing with the fishes in the water, Ganon returned back to Hyrule, gathered up his power, and ransacked southern Hyrule, right? And he bodied everyone. I'm like, if you look at the map for The Legend of Zelda 2, Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, and The Legend of Zelda, the bottom part is southern Hyrule. That map you see in Zelda 1, that's southern Hyrule. Ganon earthed that place. That place got wrecked. Ganon was not playing games. He was like, oh, y'all thought that was funny. Link, I see what it is, Link. You thought I was that dude you could steal on. I got you. You were a little bit slow, but I got you. So he hit Link in the ocean. Link was in the ocean, and he went back to Hyrule, and he was like, you Hyranians need to understand that I am Ganon. Stop playing with me. Zelda, come over here. Get in there. Stop playing with me. Alright? Fire. Let's go. Right? Now, this is the theory part that everyone needs to know. In Link's Awakening, which is the next game after Oracle of Seasons, Link does not have his sword. Doesn't have his Master Sword. It is very plausible to believe, you can make up a plausible story that when the lightning hit his ship, blasted it, his sword went flying into the ocean. Probably stuck on a piece of wood and it was standing upward, and it sailed all the way back to Hyrule. Which is why I put that part in the video, where what happens to fallen soldiers that you find their swords but you can't find their bodies. You make a sword graveyard for them. That's why I used Breath of the Wild's graveyard swords of graveyards. Well, the graveyard swords, right? To show you how I guess the culture in Hyrule works. When a soldier dies and you can't get their body, you put their swords into the ground and that's their grave. So where do you find the Master Sword, aka Magical Sword, in The Legend of Zelda 1? In the graveyard. So my boy Super Nintendo, shout outs to Super Nintendo going way back to 2017, who drew those two pictures for me of Link finding his grave. That's why I told him to write that, because it would have been why would Link want to push that particular tombstone? If not, Link was in the graveyard and he looked and it says, "Here lies Link." And Link is like, "What are you talking about? I'm alive." And he touched the gravestone and it moved. And he was like, "What?" And he went downstairs and there's this old man is like, "Link, you're alive. I've been watching your sword for the countless amount of moons that you have been gone. Here, take this, master it, and you shall have it." And Link takes it, and then the old man dies because he waited all of his life for Link to come back to avenge Southern Hyrule from Ganon when he was going ham on the entire scene. So Link now gets the Master Sword. Link goes body Ganon's, but Link has now the Sacred Arrow. And the Sacred Arrow does something none of the other Sacred Arrows or the Arrows of Light or anything has done before. Well, actually, it's really not the Sacred Arrow, it's really the Silver Arrow. The Silver Arrow literally destroys Ganon's body. Ganon Dragmire, the human being, was destroyed. He was killed. And the Triforce of Power pops out. Bing, ding, 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 right? You get the you get the Triforce of Power now. So now Ganon is only Ganon, who was never Ganon. Ganon actually means demise. When you go back to what's the name of the Skyward Sword, demise is the spiritual essence of the Triforce of Power. The Triforce of Courage and the Triforce of Wisdoms have their own spiritual essence, but they take form in a body. The Triforce of Wisdom chose the bloodline of Zelda. The Triforce of Courage chose the bloodlines of Link. The Triforce of Power didn't have a bloodline to choose from, because at that time of Skyward Sword, no male Guerrero existed. And then when Ganon was born, the Triforce Ganon Dragmire was born. The demise chose his body to take. The difference is Ganon Dragmire and demise understood. They had an understanding between each other. And you can get into the whole backline story of why Ganon's doing what he's doing, but I'll save that for a whole nother thing, right? So now that demise is in Ganon's body, Ganon now can do what he wants and in terms of power and try to get revenge, but it's really for demise. But with Ganon Dragmire's body destroyed, demise, who literally is malice, it tells you in Skyward Sword, he is malice incarnate. That's what he is, right? Demise, in his weakened form, in his spiritual essence form, is trying to get a new body. So the legend is over from Zelda 1 because Ganon Dragmire's body is destroyed. You have the Triforce. Demise can only work through incantations and chants from spells and stuff like that to get people to do his bidding. So in Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, Ganon tricks the Prince of Hyrule to putting a sleeping spell on Zelda, which cannot be broken until you get the Triforce of the Triforce, which was stolen by some unknown person, which we will get to. Anyway, right? When you get the Triforce, when you finally get to the end of Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, you find out that Ganon's spirit rests in a cocoon called the Thunderbird. And the purpose of the Thunderbird is to get Link's blood in it. From there, Demise will be resurrected in a body that's like Link. But the hero destroys the Thunderbird, stops Demise from being reborn into mortal flesh again. Now you go into a room and you see a old tiny little elf. Let's get it. Now, according to the lore of The Legend of Zelda, there's only one type of elves in The Legend of Zelda's. in Zelda that does not grow as they age. That's the Kokiri. In The Legend of Zelda, no, in Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, you see the old men, the old wizards of each town. Old men, long beards, they're wizards and stuff like that. They're a little bit taller than Link, if not the same height. But everyone is tall. The kids are the Hylanian kids are the only short little people running around. But there's an old, tiny little elf. How can you be old but still that small? Unless you're a Kokiri. Now, this is a theory that's all hypothetical. But it's very plausible. The reason why I say that elf at the end is Mido, because the only Kokiri that could have ever had a reason, the motive. No, they're elves. Everyone in Hyrule is elves. They're just different types of elves. Just like everyone on planet Earth is human. They're just different types of humans, right? Mido is the only Kokiri that would have a reason to want to get revenge on Link. Because everyone goes, no, Triforce, that's not true, because when you beat Ocarina of Time, Link stops that from ever happening, and the Deku Tree never dies. What you fail to realize is this. At no point did Mido ever like Link. That's why I put the screenshots and the clips of the video where Mido says, I will never accept you as a Kokiri. And that was before the Deku Tree even died. Then when the Deku Tree died, he blamed Link for it. Number 2, right? The Deku Tree died anyway in Ocarina of Time. When Zelda sent Link back in time, she did not send Link back in time before the Deku Tree died. She sent Link back in time right when Link met Zelda. The Deku Tree had already died. So Mido still hates you, still blames you. Facts! Go check the game. It's in there. It's like ragu spaghetti sauce. It's in there. So now, right? Okay, Rosalina, the Deku Tree died before Ganon went to go see the King of Hyrule. Anyway, exactly. Like I said, it's in there, like ragu sauce, right? So when you find out that the Deku Tree died, you have to look at how Mido treated you. Mido blames you for eternity. So the question is, okay, so then how did Mido live for so long? The question is, how did the Deku Tree get poisoned? Interesting question, right? How did the poison get in to the area where the Deku Tree was to poison the Deku Tree? No, but hold on. It's not necessarily about women or cows using poison. It is very plausible because in order to get into the Deku Tree and poison it, you have to get past Mido. Mido guards the Deku Tree. So isn't it plausible that Ganon could have took guys and went to Mido, because Ganon's a wizard, transformed himself to look like a Kokiri elf, went in there, and remember he says he said you can't go in without a sword because it's already poisoned. So I'm going to assume that before you didn't have to go in with a sword because at the time it wasn't poisoned. But it is very plausible that someone came to Mido and says, I will grant you immortality if you let me go speak to the Deku Tree, and gave Mido immortality. Mido let this person pass. This part is full theory made up by Triforce. There's nothing in the game that indicates this actually happened. I'm just trying to create a plausible story as to why Mido existed for so long across the Zelda timeline at the end of Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, that to be Mido, right? I believe You can't interrupt me on the stream. Um, if you have a question, write it on hashtag. And I'm almost done with this timeline, so I'm going to start taking questions, guys. So if you have questions, write it on hashtag. In order to write it on hashtag, there go the link, sign up, etc. Right? The same way he took advantage of Sia. Yes, that's exactly what Ganon does all the time, and that's why I said my theory is godlike, because there's a pattern. Whenever Ganon can't do it himself, he always somehow controls someone's mind and actually gets them to do the job for him. Yes, it's almost in every Zelda game. That's what Ganon does. That's what Ganon does. That's what Ganon does. Because that's what Ganon does. That's what Ganon does. He's done it to Sia. He's done it to Agnim. Wow, Ganon's done it to a lot of people. There's a lot of people Ganon be gassing up and getting them on his side to go do stuff for him. Jordan Boss 16. Thank you for subscribing. What a boss, right? So those guys. So I feel that Ganon somehow tempted Mido and helped Mido stay alive for that long as like some type of agent or whatever. And Mido, as long as Mido had that hate in his heart for Link, that's probably what kept him alive that long, because of his hatred for Link. So I'm just putting that out there. Nintendo, if you're watching this, yo, next Zelda game, throw that in there, B. That'll be a godlike Easter egg. In fact, DLC, Breath of the Wild. You don't have to make no new Zelda games. DLC. Read my lips. DLC. Okay, so now going back to this, right? You defeat Shadow Link, that Mido conjures up from the Triforce, and then the Mido dies. You take the Triforce, you break the sleeping spell. Zelda wakes up, right? When Zelda wakes up, the adventures of Link continues on into the cartoons and the CDI game. Ganon does not have a body. If you ever notice in the cartoons and the Zelda CDI games, Ganon is actually a spirit in all of them. There's no physical. He's always a pig monster version. There's no human form of Ganon, because this is the adventure. He can't get his body back. That's why any little shot Ganon gets hit, he actually hold on for a second. Right? Any little hit Ganon gets, he actually can't maintain his form. In fact, the evil jar is there for Ganon to revitalize his strength after he takes a defeat from Zelda or Link. And after the evil jar, this is when the CDI games came out. And yes, the CDI games, well, to be honest with you, I played them. They're not that bad. I know y'all gonna be, oh, come on, Triforce. I've seen worse. I'm like, it's not that bad. You know what I'm sad about? Everybody out there coding and making Project M's and all this other stuff for Mugen. Why don't one of y'all just recode the CDI games and make them godlike? Like, come on. Or Nintendo, remaster the CDI games and re-release them as some type of download pack on the Switch. Well, but what do you mean Philips made them? Okay, so where's Philips? Is it a dead company? Come on, that's nothing to Nintendo. It's peanuts. Nintendo got that. Nintendo got that Switch money. Nintendo hasn't even spent Super Nintendo money already. Come on, man. They can buy that out. Man, I want to hear that. No, there's no I know they don't acknowledge it, but there's no reason not to. Nintendo can simply retcon the games. Actually, not retcon, remaster them. The stories in the games were actually good. It's just the game was bad. The execution of the game was terrible. The graphics were, well, for CDI at the time, no. For CDI at the time, the graphics were okay. It is the cutscenes that were horrible. Well, I'm telling you, I played Faces of Evil and Wand of Gamelon, and those games are better than Zelda's Adventure. Zelda's Adventures was hot, horrid garbage. Like, it was hot, horrid garbage. But this can be remastered. Zelda fans out there, come on, get to it, B. Start getting them codes together. Remaster the game, change the graphic engine and everything. You can keep the same stories, whatever they can. Get to it, B. Get to it. Even if you have to clip, redo the voice actor, holy smoke. In fact, take out the voice acting. Please let us read it. Take out the voices. Holy smokes, take out the voice acting. This is why Nintendo should never voice act. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. No. Stop. Full stop. Just stop it. Alright? Now, if they did that, when you play the CDI games, Ganon is still, well, Demise is in his corporeal form, his ether form, or astral plane essence form, or whatever the case may be, right? You beat him, and that's it. But Ganon never has the power to be in cartoons in a CDI game. Ganon gets whopped in like one hit. Let's not even talk about the cartoons. My man gets hit by a boomerang 3 times. He's done. He's in an evil jar, right? He's in Faces of Evil. He gets locked up by a book, right? In the Wand of Gamelon, the Wand of Gamelon seals him in one touch. Sealed, like one touch, like he's one touch kill, right? The only part where Ganon's actually strongest is Zelda Adventures, but that's because what Zelda's using to beat him isn't strong enough. But Ganon in his demon form, or Demise in his demon form, he's fighting Zelda and whatever, and you beat him or whatever. But the point is that Demise was never strong enough in after the legend was over. So then now here comes the game of the century. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This is what makes the game so godlike, right? Khalil, close this door. This is what makes this game so godlike. In the actual game, right, Ganon decides to wait and store up all of his power first before he makes a raid on Hyrule. But he doesn't have much enemies to work with. And the guys created the Guardians and whatnot to prepare for Ganon's onslaught. And they whop Ganon. They just whop him. But Ganon's like, word? Whop me? I got you. He does what he does in Breath of the Wild, take over the Guardians and the Divine Beasts, and they lay siege onto Hyrule as his vengeance on some Andros. If I go down, I'm taking you with me. And that's literally what Ganon did. In fact, he bopped the 4 champions, put all of them in their grave, right, and then almost bopped Link. Put Link in the rejuvenation chamber, right? And that's thanks to Zelda for saving him. And they need, Nintendo, please make another DLC for the 100-year war on Hanato Village. I need to replay that. We need 100 Guardians on the battlefield, and you have to play that out. That would be ridiculous. Huh? But that's the war. That's the war for Hanato Village. That in that DLC, you get to see how it went down. Maybe not play as Link, play as some character that one of the Sheikah people that play as that girl who grew old, or play as Sheik. Play as Sheik when she was young, helping. And you get to see an NPC Link literally fight off 100 Guardians. So it's perfect Link too. So he literally shield deflects everything perfectly. Like he's just godlike. And he just and you have to help Link because there's just 2 men. Oh my God, Nintendo, you gotta do this. This would be ridiculous. I don't want to talk about this. They need to do this. Nintendo needs to do that. Arrows flying, Link is just, sorry honey, Link is just going ham and everything. And the way you finish that DLC is that you have to help Link defeat all 100 or whatever amount of what's the name of these things here, Guardians that they put in there, and it's just crazy. And the end is Zelda saving Link, and then as Sheik, you have to take Link back to Hyrule Great Plateau and put him in the chamber, and that ends the DLC. Nintendo, make it happen. No, I'm talking Impa. That's what I meant to say. I meant to say Impa. Sorry guys, when I said I meant to say Impa. Sorry. So that would be ridiculous if I'll cop that DLC ASAP. They make it $100, still buying it, and it's a DLC, still copping it. So in that war, right? Ganon loses, whatever the case may be, and then 10,000 years. Well, it the original war took place. There's a 10,000 year period between the CDI games and Breath of the Wild, and then in the 10,000 year war, that's what happened at Hanato Village and all over Hyrule. Link gets really Champion Link gets hurt. He gets put in the restoration chamber, and then 100 years pass. At the end of the game, this is where malice, this is where demise is now born. That's why when you fight Ganon in the end, it says true malice. Ganon. That is demise in its true form. Pure malice. But you can't kill him. Just let you know, you can only seal him. That's why at the end of the game, Zelda tells you, we've stopped Ganon for now, but you know he'll be back. So waiting on the DLC or the next Zelda game. Well, the thing here is, I hope moving forward, Nintendo does not make a backwards Zelda game. Meaning they don't make any more Zelda games that are involved in Hyrule Historia or even my timeline. They need to start. That's why in my video I said that's why I said in my video, when you see the Breath of the Wild, it says the legend is reborn. It's a reboot, a retcon, if you will. And they need to start from there and build out a what's the word for this thing here? A Bible moving forward. Stop putting other things in the past. This timeline is literally perfect in my opinion. So there's no reason for anyone to even to do that. So just leave it there and leave it at that. Yeah. Okay. So let me now go to Hashtiv now. Alright guys, I'm on Hashtiv. I'm going to my wall and I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna go to my wall and I'm gonna see what questions you guys have. Yeah, I'm gonna go through all the questions. Yeah, I'm going to the questions right now. Oh, we got 11 questions here. Right? Hopefully they're not comments. Told you guys. So I'm gonna start from the bottom, right? So we'll start from Josh Nestor. Was there any moment in the timeline that was hard to place? Absolutely, irrevocably, 100% no. The reason why the timeline was so easy for me is because I based the timeline literally on the games. Oh, guys, Hashif just donated $10. Very interesting stream tonight. That's our actual sponsor, guys. So see, this is what I'm talking about. Sponsor just dropped $10 on us because y'all in here helping us, B. Yo, y'all in the YouTube the video the chat, man. Send your questions to Hashtiv. I got y'all with the link right now. Here you go. Bam. Go there. Oh, we got another donation coming through. Oh, Link. Muwigara Link. What's up, Triforce? Got a question. Why did Demise turn into another being like Ganon? Well, you were supposed to ask that question on Hashtiv, but because you donated, I'm gonna let that's gotta rock, obviously. But the reason why this is what I believe. This is what I believe, right? If you look at Demise as a spiritual being, and this is just me, this is headcanon stuff, it would make sense that after all those generations, millenniums, whatever you want to call it, that Demise has been in Ganon's body, that when he reforms himself, it would at least look like in the image of what he used to be when he was in Dragmire's body. So that's why he kind of looks like that, if you really think about it. That's just me. There's no actual way for me to be correct on that, because like I didn't make the game, so I wouldn't know. That I would just assume that. That's my only. That I would make that assumption, right? But going back to Hashtiv, right, with the question. So yes, like I said about the timeline, it wasn't hard because for me in the timeline, I looked at the games. The games are self-explanatory. You never needed a book. If you played the game and got into the lore of the game, everything was self-explanatory. That's why I say the Legend of Zelda's timeline is a beautiful accident because Nintendo never intended it to all connect. They just wanted to make reference points to it, but the reference points were so deep, it literally built its own timeline. It's an actual, true, organic timeline made off of a beautiful accident. Alright, so let's see here. Red Supernamic. What exactly is Hyrule? Hyrule is a alternate reality of Hyrule. That's it. Did Demise originate from there? Demise is the Triforce of power. It is power incarnate. Absolute power is absolute corruption. That's why the Triforce is always looking, its host has to be a corrupt being. Right? Because it's the alternate realm world of Hyrule. Everything's the opposite there. It's like Bizarro Land. Yeah, but I don't think Nintendo really cared about Lily's. And it's not low rule like as in LOW. It's LO. That's it. So it's just low rule. There's another question. Can low rule come back in a future game? Low rule exists in its own reality. Yes, it can come back in a future game by simply just going to low rule's realm. That's it. It doesn't require a time. It's just going to a different realm. It's like if they really wanted to, in Breath of the Wild, you could get the magic bracelet, and there's a crack in the wall back in the Forgotten Temple, and if you use the bracelet and go in the wall and go in the crack of that, you go back to Hyrule. If Nintendo so happens to want to put a DLC, Nintendo, there's money to be made here. Stop playing games. Make it happen, Nintendo. Come on, B. So anyway. Also, why does Graham from Skyward Sword have the Hyrule Triforce on his sword form? Because the Hyrule Triforce is upside down Triforce. But as for why does Graham has that, I don't know. I couldn't make a headcanon for that. To be honest with you, that's probably where he originally came from an alternate realm. Yes, it's called there's a game where, if you guys are wondering where Hyrule is found, there's a game called The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. That's where Hyrule is found. Alright, moving on to Kenny. Kenny says, hey Triforce, did you hear about the shooting at the YouTube headquarters? Wrong, Kenny. That was just way off, Kenny. My condolences to the people out there. I have a post stream after this. We'll talk about that then. Let's just stick to The Legend of Zelda right here. Alright. So Red the Supernamic says, is Zelda Four Swords a GBA, and is Zelda Four Swords on GBA and Zelda Four Swords Adventure the same game, or two different events at two different times in the timelines? Okay, Red Supernamic. The Legend of Zelda Four Swords is on the Game Boy Advance, which was remastered with The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Four swords, four swords, and it has four swords. They had a game together. It was a game pack together, and they put four swords in it. And then on top of putting four swords in it, when you play the Legend of Zelda Link to the Past remake, they had Palace of the Four Swords in it as well. So letting you guys know that. So it's two different games. Four Swords Adventures was on the GameCube, right? It was on the GameCube now, and that one you could that's in the Divergence timeline, the alternate timeline on the top, whereas Four Swords is in the Prime timeline. No, there's no. So this is coming from the Discord. There's no device that connects them. It's two events in time happening in two different parts of time. That's why I put the Rick and Morty. It was important for me to put the Rick and Morty reference in there because I wanted everyone. It wanted to give everyone an ideal that what is happening in one timeline is also happening in another timeline. And if two things that are similar happen in the same time in two different timelines, it converges the two timelines as one. That's the theoretical time stream theory of Kane from the Legacy of Kane Soul Reaver series or whatever, and then also from Rick and Morty, which is what I use to make the basis of my Zelda timeline theory. Just putting that out there for you guys. So now, Dwight, you can't keep doing that, Dwight. I told you I gotta answer the questions. I know you want to ask me questions, but you gotta ask them on hashtag. It's about what's the question? No, there was no the device that you're talking about that came with the GameCube game allowed you to plug up your GBAs. That's the connection cord to plug up your GBA into your Game Boy Advance SP into your GameCube, so that you can get the multiple screens for the Legend of Zelda Four Sword Adventures. That has nothing to do with Four Swords. Four Swords is a different game altogether. All right. Keenan, he says, what was Triforce Heroes all about? Oh, I just told you guys, I didn't play it yet. But to me, from what I read, it's its own standalone. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kat. Is it its own standalone adventure? Yeah, that's what I was told. It's its own standalone adventure, but it references a continuation after A Link Between Worlds. So that's why it's there, because it references from A Link Between Worlds. So that's why I put it after A Link Between Worlds, and it makes sense to fit there in the timeline in A Link Between Worlds. So Jonathan Dunn says, where do you put Mario Kart 8 in the Zelda timeline? Mario Kart 8 in the Zelda timeline would have to be when I guess during what's the name of this thing? Let me see if I could put a headcanon together for you guys. No, Hyrule Warriors. It was during Hyrule Warriors when you decide to go play as one of these other characters, and Link was resting, and a time portal opened up to the Mushroom Kingdom, and he went there, and he was trying to, he was doing Let's Go or whatever the case may be. Yes. Let's not also forget that there are side games like Tetra Trackers as a puzzle game. That's anywhere between. That's anywhere in between. That I would just put it in between. What's the name of this thing here? Wind Waker and Phantom of the Hourglass, and also, what's the name of this game here? Link Crossbow Training. Link Crossbow Training takes place in Ocarina of Time. It's in Ocarina of Time. Think of it like a DLC. It happens in Ocarina of Time. It doesn't happen after. It happens in Ocarina of Time. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It happens in Twilight Princess. You're right, because yes, the crossbow training happened because I'm. Oh, you asked that on Hashift? Yes. Oh, thank you for the correction, Red Supernamic. Yes, Link crossbow training does happen in Twilight Princess. That was a blooper again. That's like my second blooper. Trying to stay consistent here. So does Smash Bros fit in the timeline? No, Smash Bros is a bunch of toys. That's its own. Well, I'm not even going to get into that, right? So another one. Did Hyrule Warriors affect the timeline? No. When Link makes a wish with the Triforce, and they closed the time holes, nothing affected the worlds. Everything went back into its order. First of all, it's the Triforce, so it has the power to fix everything. And it did. Philip Scott, seems people want to know about Tingle. Tingle does not exist. Moving on. DM Morris. Triforce, wouldn't Mito be deceased? I actually already answered that question. There's a village called Mito Town. in the game, and all the towns are based on past descendants of Hyrule and Saria. Now, DM Morris, you are right about that. Shout outs to DM Morris. Every town in Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, is named after the sages of Ocarina of Time. Something a lot of people don't know. There is one other plausible theory that could simply be the descendant of Mido. It could just be a descendant of Mido that just carries on the hate. It doesn't necessarily mean Mido had to live through it all. It could just be his descendant. Just like how Link has descendants, Impa has descendants, Zelda has descendants. It could just be Mido's descendant. And yes, there's a town named Mido in Zelda 2. Just thought you guys, and there's Mido Swamp as well. Right? And I believe Mido Swamp is where a former Deku tree used to be. So let me refresh. Let me see if there's any more questions here. Right? Oh wow, we got a bunch more questions coming in here. All right. Let's take a look here. Whoa. Okay. We got a bunch of questions coming in here, right? All right. People in the YouTube chat. Crap. I gotta get some. I don't wanna leave you guys hanging, and I won't leave you guys hanging. Hang on there. Let me answer a couple of questions here on Hashtiv, right, for you guys. Okay. Let me see where I last left off. What role does Tingle play in the timeline? Absolutely none. Tingle does not exist. That's the last time I'm going to repeat that. All right. Do you think there will be another Legend of Zelda game that isn't a remake? There will be remake games, and yes, there will be another Zelda game that isn't a remake. Link crossbow training in the timeline. If so, where? We already stated that. Twilight Princess. Could Link ever marry and impregnate Zelda? Or is a warrior not worthy of the princess? Wow, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say that. Yes, Zelda. It would make sense. The reason why I believe that Zelda and Link do get married is because the hero of Shade is actually the hero of time, and he calls Twilight Link his son. So just putting that out there. All right. Let me see. Take a couple more questions on Hashtiv, and okay. So I don't have any more questions on Hashtiv right now. Okay, I got you. I saw the message, Bevan. So just to let you guys know, there have been some massive changes, and updates on Hashtiv. Like I said, let me put this link inside the room. Gotta shout out the sponsors. The sponsors been very kind to us. Bam. Right, they go to the link inside the chat. You guys can sign up to Hashtiv. The application is free. I know some of you guys I don't want to sign up for that. It could be hacking my system or whatever crap. Or was it costing something? Is there what's the word for this? Ads? No ads. Completely free. New social media platform. That's where EMP is going to be, and that's where we're going to be doing a lot of things like this that you see us doing right now. Will be on Hashtiv. So if you're interested in finding out more about the stuff that we're doing, and more Zelda stuff, more games, more interactions and stuff like that, sign up to Hashtiv. You can friend me right there. I'll take all types of friendships and so forth. In the meantime, right, please send me you guys questions. I want to take some questions. I'll take 10 more questions on Hashtiv and before moving on. So John says, where would you ideally want the next game to fit in the timeline, not counting the war in Link's absence? I want the next game to continue after Breath of the Wild. I want it to move forward. This is my opinion. I just don't think Nintendo has an opportunity to utilize this timeline to solidify the timeline as one cohesive timeline with the least amount of inconsistent holes to fill up. Because no offense, Nintendo, you can ask any Zelda fan out here, the Hyrule Historia timeline, that's a wreck, B. There's so many inconsistencies and plot holes in it. It just doesn't make total sense. I see where you was trying to go, but it just didn't work out, in my opinion. But the timeline that I have, now it sounds kind of egotistical, but it's not my timeline. It's really your timeline. I didn't really make it up. It's really how you made it. You literally made the timeline through your games. It didn't need someone to write a book to make up their own version. It's actually self-explanatory in game. Literally, if someone's, which is what I'm doing right now, which is just taking too long, but if you actually followed my actual timeline sequence and play the games in that order, you'd be like, oh crap, this actually is a timeline, because in game it says so. So that's something that you need to think about, Nintendo. And yes, I think your next game should be either a new descendant of Link in the future beyond Breath of the Wild or whatever. But I just say, just kind of call it quits on the whole backup stories and stuff like that. All right. Going to YouTube. YouTube, we here. Let me take a couple of questions from you guys on YouTube while people are sending me some stuff on hashtag. I'll take a few from you guys. I'm going to read you guys' comments on YouTube, but I'm taking questions on hashtag. So let me see something. What about the Zelda 1 manual? What about it? Just here in the chat, I'm sure to check out Legend of Zelda Order of Time video by Triforce. Thank you, T-Belly. I respect that. I always thought Tingle was he is. Let's see. How long did it take you to come up with this? Sober, it literally, this timeline that you're perhaps hearing for the first time, I made this timeline back up. Hold on, let me see something. I gotta find out when I actually made this timeline. I know, I'll tell you the exact date, because this is my second Flash timeline. December 2011. Yes, right. It's literally it's the 25th anniversary. Right after the 25th anniversary of Zelda, I made up the timeline. And at the end of the video, at the end of the timeline video that I put in the chat, which I'll put for anyone who's new here, I'll put in the chat right now. Right? If you want to see when I came up with this timeline, I came up with this timeline 7 years ago. This is before Hyrule Historia. This is before anybody was on my level, because I am Triforce, game master. Understand it, believe it, breathe it, accept it. Alright, so let's see what you guys are also saying. Didn't he call the G files or something? Huh? Okay. I'm not going to read anything with Tingle. I'm skipping all Tingle's comments. Oh man, I need to re-upload because Tingle does not exist. I'm mad discriminatory. Be straight discriminatory. I hate Jar Jar Binks characters. In Zelda, they spike milk with alcohol. Okay. Okay, I'm skipping Tingle. Okay, wow, I wish. Kokiri Village is the best village in Breath of the Wild. Nah, Hanato B. Hanato Village is the truth. That's where the real G's be at. Real talk. Can you even consider Kokiri elves though? They are technically forest spirits. Forest spirits, elves, same thing. Who cares? Make this timeline canon, please. Yes, I don't worry. I got something for you guys. In fact, this is what I want. I'll grab something for you guys. You guys want to make this? You guys really want to make this timeline canon? I got you. I got you right now. Right? It requires a little bit of work from you guys, just a little bit. Right? This is what I want y'all to do right now. Right? Y'all really want to make it canon? This is all you have to do. Bam! I just put the Twitter link out there. Retweet and tag Nintendo of America and say, make this the official timeline. You get enough people to do it, Nintendo will be like, let's investigate. Nintendo be on that. Let's investigate. Let's see here. Woo. What is this here? Triforce. Go to edit video. Right. I gotta grab something real quick, guys, from my Nintendo cool stuff section. I just forgot. Launch parties. Where is this? Interviews, right? Yeah. So I want to get my interview with Anuma. I did a Nintendo interview with Anuma. Right? There he is. I'm gonna. Well, no one's gonna understand the. See, this sucks because the Anuma interview, this has 3,482, but you can barely hear it. But the other one has 1,000 and every so. But the other one that has 1,000, I sub, so people can't hear it, can read it. So boom, I'm gonna copy this. Let me go to edit. I'm gonna edit I'm gonna edit this thing here. Empire Arcadia sub button. We don't need that. Move one. So we add stream element, video playlists. Damn. Because just to let people know that I'm actually the one who talked to Anuma and asked Anuma to literally make us a Zelda where the timeline convergence works. And this was in 2011. I think it was 2011 I did this video. I'll have to see. All right, save. So changes in the video have been made in the end card, guys, so that you can see at the end card my interview with Anuma at E3, where I talked to him about the timeline. Let me see what year I did this. This was done in 2014. All right, so yeah, that video was done in 2014. All right, back to YouTube, y'all. All right, let's see, cause I'm gonna bring this stream to an end soon. I want to get a couple more YouTube comments. Then I'm gonna take some more questions from Hashtiv. Then we're going to go to a post Zelda stream where I'm going to be playing Breath of the Wild, and you guys can join me for any more additional questions afterwards. So let's take a look here. So the Deku Tree died before. Yeah, we got that part. Hold on. Deku Tree died before. I love when Triforce gets excited. Thank you. Mido was tight because that girl Sarah always liked Link. True facts. This is hands down the best timeline out there. It just fits together so well. Yes, I know. Token Geek. Real facts. Please share it. Mido made a side deal with Ganondorf. Yes, he did. Ganondorf poisoned it, according to Ocarina of Time. Yes, he did. How did Ganon get in there to poison it, though? Because Mido let him. Yes. Anyway, let's see. Tingle is Ganon's dad. Tingle does not exist. I would pay to watch Triforce sit down and have this conversation with Anuma. Token Geek, I'm going to Japan to have this conversation with Anuma. I'm not playing. I actually have a sponsor who's actually going to help me get to Japan for some other things, but I'm going to go talk to Anuma about this. I'm not playing. That's this year. This year. Sponsor is not, Mister's not playing. He's like, nah. I don't know when Miss sees his timeline, he's going to like, nah, you got to go to Japan. You got to go. You got to go. And it's happening too. I'm going. There's two major places I'm going to in this world this year. Japan and Africa. Ganon definitely took advantage of the hatred felt in Mido's heart for Link. Yes. Someone says woke. Someone says woke. Yes, I'm waking people up. The same way he took advantage of C. So let me see something here. Someone mute this kid. Okay. I scroll back. He said it 4 times. I laugh, laugh, laugh. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, a bunch of yes. The wizard from Zelda 2 possibly. Mido was meditating with King Zora. Let me see something. You know I had to do it to him. So hold on, guys. I just got a tweet from Hashif from the sponsor himself. Let's see here. Ooh. There's a special giveaway. Oh, this is godlike. I'm looking at it. There's a special giveaway on Hashtif, right? Alright, let me ask. I think I got something for you people on Hashtif who's signing up. How many? Hold on. Sponsor is giving away a poster, a godlike poster. He's giving away a godlike poster. Hold on, I asked him how many. He's gonna let me know right now. He's gonna let me know. I'm gonna put it in the Discord, right? No. It's kind of righteous. Sign up because I'm gonna see how many posters he's giving it away, and this is the sponsor, so y'all don't have to worry about Triforce being lazy and never getting to sending out the prizes. They send it out themselves. So y'all will guarantee get this poster. Hold on, cause I gotta find a way to make this free giveaway too. Where is it? I just downloaded it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hold on, YouTube, and hold on, hashtag. I got y'all. Y'all gonna like this. Let me see here. Hashtag. That's what's called hashtag. Desktop. I downloaded it. So where did it go? Oh, come on. Why don't you just download to my desktop? Why do you have to be so difficult? Alright, let me see something. Clip. Right? Alright, hold on. I know what to do. Let me see where it is. Alright. Oh, it didn't download. Crap. That crap. Download. Alright. Right click, save as. Bam. This is godlike though. This is godlike. Hold on. So this is what the I'm putting this in the Discord. Right? Hashtag is giving these posters away. I'm waiting for them to let me know how many. Oh my god, the files are too powerful. Come on. How big is this? Okay, yeah, I'll just take a screenshot. Okay, let me see this here. Alright, bam. And let me go to download. Bam. Alright, so here's it in download. Screenshot. Alright. Right. That's the poster. Alright, I'm waiting for hashtag now. Let me see. It's a canvas, not a poster. One, he can only give away one. He can only give away one. Holy smokes. Alright, y'all. This is what I'm going to do. This is the only way I can make this fair. Only way I can make this fair. I'm going to go back to all the questions asked on hashtag. Every name that's on those questions, I'm going to put those names in a random generator number. And in my next stream, sometime when I'm playing Zelda, I'm going to random name generator. And whoever name comes up gets that poster canvas. But that canvas is righteous. The canvas is righteous. Alright. Yeah, yeah. That's what they have to do. Alright, so let's see. 66 people want to join right now. Let's see how much time I have left. Hour 32. Yeah. That's it. He's not talking about 66 comments. He's talking about YouTube. How many people on YouTube? Yeah, is a certain amount of it. Yeah. Alright, let me take a look here. The Mido part. Alright, I spent Switch money. They can probably skip Zelda. There's still scalpers online trying to sell the mini Super Nintendo for. Okay. Alright, Philips is a big company. Nintendo ain't gonna buy them out for no 3 crappy games. No one would care about them. But Nintendo has a right to remake them if they wanted to. From scratch. Change up the story more. It's their game. Let's see. Preach Triforce. What is the same voice as I? Yes, hello. One touch. Whoa, it's a lot of questions in here. Alright. Everybody's still here, right? So, alright. As it stands, guys. As it stands, right? There's a bunch of questions. I can't keep the stream going too long. Because then, you know, I want people to be able to watch this, listen to some of the questions, go over the timeline with me. And we're over an hour and 34 minutes in. So, wait, hold. Post it right now. Post a question right. Wait, Triforce. What are we tagging Nintendo America to? Please re-explain. Robin, if you go into the Discord, you're going to see the tweet that I made with the actual Order of Time explained video. Retweet it but then you know how you can make a comment in the, when you can comment on it, comment tagging Nintendo in it, telling them to make the timeline official. I just watched a timeline video. I have to say it was the greatest timeline. Taz Boy says it was the greatest timeline video he has ever seen. Thank you, because it's the greatest timeline video there ever will be. Alright guys, so what do you mean by the canvas? Guys, if you guys want to see what the canvas looks like, you're gonna have to sign up to Hashtag. I'm just letting you know right now, because I literally cannot show you it, because it's literally on. You can't upload videos on. Well, not necessarily, but the point is you'd have to go on Hashtag. So I'm taking a few more questions, on Hashtag, and then I'm gonna move on to the, our other stream, which will be a 10-minute break. Make sure it's a 28-inch by 18 painting, canvas printed. Whoa, that's ridiculous. There's gotta be a way for me to show this on the street. I'm stupid. I can definitely show you guys this. Hold up. I got you. Nah, I'm gonna make an image and put the image. Oh, I could window capture it. I'm an idiot. Duh! Yes, that. Alright, let's see here now, guys. There you go. That is the canvas painting. I'm gonna literally leave this canvas painting on the stream for you guys to take a look at. Like he said, 28 by 18 inch canvas painting poster. Well, no, not poster, painting. If you guys are with it, you guys are about it, then you need to sign up to Hashtag right now, right? You can leave me a comment. The link's in the room. Stop playing these games. What? There you go. I'm going to put about 10 more minutes on you guys, and then we got to end this stream. Yes, that it looks straight. Yeah, the next stream is Breath of the Wild. Any questions that you guys cannot ask, that you have not asked here, you can I'll answer all your questions in the next in the next stream when I'm playing Breath of the Wild. Will be literally shortly right after this. So let me get back to those questions right now. You guys make sure you sign up to Hashtag. That poster's too righteous. Let's take a look here. Bam, we back on Hashtag right now. Okay, let's go back. Right, let's take some of these questions right now. All right. All right, so here we go. We have a couple more questions to go with. Start with Red Supernamic. Could we see Midna again after Twilight Princess? The doorway between Hyrule and Twilight Realm was closed. It could remain somehow. Actually, in Breath of the Wild, there's a way, in my opinion, you can reopen that door. That door is not closed. You can use a Triforce and open the door if you wanted to. Yes, and that can be restored. My man, if it's there on the beach for you to look at, I'm sure there's some type of mystical. There's some type of. Well, actually, you know something, Sahil. Remember that comment, because in the next stream, Triforce goes exploring. We're gonna find out, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna find out. Silence, punk. We're gonna find out, and we're gonna find out if that really is. All right. So now, what is your favorite Zelda game soundtrack? Mine is Ocarina of Time. Oh man, that's hard, B, because for me, the Ocarina of Time soundtrack is godlike, but like, come on, you can't sit down and say Skyward Sword soundtrack is not off the chain. Skyward Sword soundtrack is OP. It's OP. So, yeah, all right, hurry up, because people can't hear you. All right. That can wait later, Sahil, because I'm in the middle of the stream, Sahil. You can wait for that holding up the stream here. Plus, your question is up. Makes no sense that the alternate timeline without a link had a different history than the original timeline because everything was the same till Ocarina of Time. Not true. So let me put you on. Okay. This is in regards to your thing with the Minish Cap. Everything before Ocarina of Time was the same as in the alternate. Not true. There is I'll explain to you why. This is why I said Skyward Sword is the absolute beginning and there's nothing to explain. But there is nothing. We don't know if Ocarina of Time comes directly after. And number two, the lore of the Minish people, not Link. The Minish people could have existed in Skyward Sword, after Skyward Sword, then goes into Ocarina of Time. But because we're not talking about the legend of Minish, we're focused on the legend of Zelda. Remember, the Minish, for instance, in the legend of Zelda, do you know what's going on in the Ant Kingdom? No. But does that mean that the Ant Kingdom didn't exist? Stop. We don't care about roaches, but there's a roach kingdom. Come on. Like, the point I'm trying to make is that the Minish is put in the same time as the past, well, the original timeline's past. It's just that the original timeline's past doesn't. When you play the game Minish Cap, it explains to you about a time long before, in the beginning, but it doesn't. You're not in that time. It talks about the time. It's like when you play Breath of the Wild, you go to the temple, the Forgotten Temple. The Forgotten Temple has all types of murals and things about that references about a time long ago in Hyrule, but you're in Breath of the Wild's timeline right now. A lot of people confuse Minish Cap's timeline placement because they talk about another time. But it's like, yeah, they're talking about the past. That doesn't mean the game's in the past. The game's in whatever part of the timeline it is, referencing the past. So and I think a lot of people get that confused. If you understand what I mean. All right, John. Okay. So John Cena says, when can I buy the Triforce DLC Pack 3 of Breath of the Wild? I need it. Ask Nintendo that on Twitter. I'm dead serious, B. I'm not playing no games. Y'all stop playing with me. There's only 15 retweets out here. Like, wait, I don't understand, B. Wait, are y'all tagging Nintendo in this? I see Robin tagging Nintendo. Like, come on, people. Nintendo, okay, Token Geek, I see you in there. Sting, I see you in there. Rosalina, I see you in there. Okay, Ganon, I see you. Ginger Snaps, come on, people. I thought y'all want Nintendo. Y'all not serious. Y'all not serious. Y'all not real Nintendo fans, B. Y'all are not real Nintendo fans. No way y'all can't be real Nintendo fans. It's only like 5 people retweeting, B. No, the stream cannot hear you, just in case there's any cursing. All right. I just don't want to. I want to make sure. Okay. So that's it on Hashtag. So I got a bunch of names, guys. What? Let me see how much time we have here left. Let's see here. Okay, 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Squeeze your last questions in 2 minutes, because when I change stream, only the questions that I see on Hashtag, I'm gonna put in a random name generator so they can get that poster. Whoa, we got a bunch of Chris 7 for a friend request. Mario Maker, I'm gonna go check in a second. Friend requests. Right, John, friend requests. Let's see here. We got Kenneth, friend requests. Resurrected Lonk, friend request. That's real funny. I like that. John, that's a friend request, and then Andre. Thank you guys for the friend requests. Let me go back to D Morris on his comment. Let me see if there's any more questions here. Did the manual mention any resentment the elf had to resurrect the Thunderbird of Ganon? Crap, good question. I don't have this out. It's in the storage for me. Can someone go online and get the Zelda manual, PDF manual? DM Morris says, I thought Zelda 1 for the NES. I thought the timeline was well done, but I couldn't find the quote you mentioned about Mido, the old elf, at the end of the Zelda 2. Was that just an error? No, that wasn't an error. Like I said, that's either the original Mido or descendant of Mido, because that's the only justifiable way for them to have that type of what's the word for this? Motive to want to do that to Link. Passed on. They don't. Come on, man. Let's not take this too seriously now. That could just. But that could. Yeah. But Wait. 1 second, guys. All right. Yeah. All right. Thanks. All right. So, what was the deal with all the different dimensions in Zelda, Legend of Zelda? The Dark World, Lore, Hyrule, the Twilight Realm, etc. And they all have the same place, just by another name at different times, or are they all independent from each other? No, the Twilight Realm, the Dark World, Hyrule, those are different realms. Like Termia, those are different realms, realities, alternate dimensions, so to speak. They're all independent of each other. Mario Maker, do you think there's a connection between the Blood Moon and the Termian and the Termius Moon? Good question, Mario Maker. Yo, I don't even know. I haven't really thought about it, but we're gonna think about it. No. But the Termina. But the first of all, Majora's Mask is in Breath of the Wild. So I'm just saying it is possible that there could be some type of connection. The guy's asking, is there could be a connection? I don't know. We'd have to talk about it. Exact. We'll get into that. We'll get into that when we get into the Zelda stream. What's your favorite Zelda game and why? Breath of the Wild, God tier. That's the only reason why. Great timeline. Loved every second of it. Keep it up. I absolutely need that canvas. Would look nice in my room. And read the Supernamic. Okay, we already read that. Okay, so that's pretty much everyone's question so far. All you guys have, and then we have a couple more people in here. Kasumi. Thanks for the PDF, Kasumi. And anyone else, while we're switching off to the next stream, because it's going to take me 10 minutes to switch streams. If you want to get in on this canvas painting giveaway from Hashtiv, sign up to Hashtiv. Descriptions to sign up is in the how to sign up is in the description, or follow this right here. Let me grab this for you people. Bam! Right, while I prepare for the next stream. Anybody's questions that I see, I will put you in a random name generator, and one of you guys are going to win that canvas painting. All right, don't go anywhere. You guys can stay right here in the stream. I will be right back. Do not go anywhere, people. I will be right back. Stay right here in the stream, because when I get back on the stream, I'm going to put the new link for the new stream in this chat. I just need 10 minutes to get myself ready. I gotta go get something to drink, come back, set up new thumbnail, all that other stuff. So we'll be right back. Why is there always a fake Etika Network guy in here? I never understand it. AG Network, I cannot recap, B. It took me an hour and 48 minutes to recap this. I have got to go. So, but if you stay here, AG Network, I will be right back, and I'll have some stuff to talk to you guys about when I'm playing the Breath of the Wild. So yeah, no, this is gonna be I'm putting this up on my channel, so if you missed it, don't worry about it. You guys will get the recap. Trust me. So I'm stopping the stream right now. I'll be right back.